Hello, everyone. It is a beautiful day over at Bitch Bible headquarters. I am recording this fresh after a matinee. I look like a human snood. It's giving Temple Grandin. It's giving being John Malkovich. It's giving full-blown Ashkenazi snood. But that's not what's important here. What's important here is that Jaggy Schimmel extends her 34th year gracing this planet with total transparency. I'm going to be very, very honest with you, both in my It Ends With Us movie review and also a recent kerfuffle, because you can't get canceled if you've never been greenlit. So this is my truth, and you can hook my ass to a lie detector. I swear to fucking God, this is the honest truth. Before I ever got like a whistle blown on me or gotcha'd, I see everything first. So last week, if you're not up to speed, I regurgitate old episodes on Thursdays as a cash grab to sell more ads because I like to shop. So on Thursdays, we release old episodes from the archives, okay? I don't hawk them too much because I think it's pretty obvious what I'm doing over here. You know, it's not tasteful. It's borderline tacky, but this is a goddamn business, okay? So basically what we do, I take a pretty hands-off approach to those episodes just because, like, you know, it's painful, it's yikesy, all of the things. So what I do is at the top of the month or so, my assistant Josh says, these are the episodes we're going to do, yay or nay. I barely listen and say, sure. You know, I nod and just glaze as a lady, as a young professional does, okay? So last week on Thursday, they put out a Jax Taylor episode. And like I said, not finger pretty off the pulse professionally. So it's about 11 o'clock. I see the digital asset come through and I think, oh, fuck, this is terrible timing, because Jax Taylor's in the news a couple weeks ago saying, I think he checked into, I don't know, a mental health facility or something of that nature. And the timing of me re-releasing an episode with Jax Taylor is disgusting and so fucking unintentional. I'm a gross rat girl summer, but I would never fucking do that. I find that to be the worst look of all time. So around 11 a.m., I'm like, holy fuck, this is no bueno. I email my producer, my assistant. I'm like, hey guys, I mean, these guys don't know what the fuck's going on. Like, they're not Vanderpump vixens. So I'm like, oh my God, we got to pull this episode. The timing's really bad. Not a good look. It was taken down immediately and replaced with an old episode. So if you're trying to pin me in a corner, you're gonna have to try a little bit harder. I have every receipt, every text message, every timestamp, every email. Not intentional, not applicable. Try again, okay? Try again with someone a little less brazen and a little less transparent. Thank you very much. Moving right along. I still have Junior Mints crusted in my back molars, frozen Junior Mints, and a artisanal dark chocolate raisinette resting in my lower intestines. Are there upper intestines? It doesn't matter. I just went and saw It Ends With Us starring Blake Lively, Jason Saldani, butchering these names, Josh Baldini. I don't know his name. He plays Riles. It's my attention to detail that's just really what makes me a star. So I went to 3 different locations to pick up Junior Mints. It's not that I don't want to put myself on a pedestal of morality here. So I got to grapple with this delicately. It's not that I'm a philanthropist. It's just that charity finds me, and I went to CVS to go get Junior Mints because I called the theater because I had a sneaking suspicion that they didn't carry Junior Mints, because I remember when I was pregnant, I went to said theater and they did not have Junior Mints. And then I was left to see Brendan Fraser in The Whale without Junior Mints, which ended up being kind of a good thing, kind of a blessing in disguise, because I didn't really have an appetite whilst watching Brendan Fraser in The Whale. Also, do we think it's tone deaf and inappropriate if I dress up my son as Brendan Fraser in The Whale for his first Halloween? Because I ran it by Andrew and he said that that was in poor taste, but I'm not poor and I have no taste. So here we are. Anyways, called the theater, asked if they had junior mints. They said no. I said NP. That stands for no problem. Go to CVS, peruse the carpeted, fluorescent lit aisles. When I tell you they have every candy under the Tuscan sun, okay? Every version of every candy that has ever been made from the Great Depression to 2024, and they do not carry junior mints. I have found my next bold act of charity. If we all forgot, in about 2018, I went to change.org and I started a petition for El Pollo Loco to bring back the barbecue black beans, because I feel like it is a critical error that they only offer pinto beans and not black beans. I don't want to make it a racial issue, but I do think that it's got racial undertones and I will not stand for it. If the counter argument was that, barbecue black beans doesn't coincide with the Tex-Mex flair of El Pollo Loco's offerings, that is colossally incorrect, because the rebuttal would be, why the fuck do they still have coleslaw? It makes no sense to me. The barbecue black beans was a lovely kind of sweet touch to the taco. You know, you get your chicken, you put your flour tortillas, you load it up with salsa, you hit it with a little bit of rice, a barbecue black bean. It's got a little tang, it's got a little sweetness, whatever. I digress. So I go to CVS. I say, Michael, do you guys have junior mints? He says, yeah, they should be right there. They're in a white box. I said, yeah, no, I know. And we look and we scour. I say, well, are they out of stock, Michael? He says, let me check. I said, yeah, why don't you go check? Let's find the fucking manager and see what the hell's going on here. So they do a quick check. Alas, they don't fucking carry junior mints. Okay. So then I go to the Amazon Fresh. Do they carry junior mints? They do not. Then I go to a motherfucking Vons, okay? Which, I'm sorry, I don't fuck with the Vons. It's not for me. There's too many selections. It's too big of a store. I don't like it, okay? But I go there, I brave the Vons, the local Vons, okay? Just praying to sweet baby Jesus and RuPaul that I don't have to run into someone I went to fucking high school with Braylon, Kaylin, and Aiden. You know what I mean? Grab my fucking, what's it called? My junior mints. I find them. They obviously have them there. Go to the self-checkout, see a woman steal 2 apples, gave her a wink and like a little, fist pump, and, sticking it to the man, sticking it to Vons himself. And then I go to the movie theater to see It Ends With Us. This was a very long intro for like a simple movie review. Now, I have to collect my thoughts because, and I'm probably going to revisit this review once I've sat on it for a second because it is a little bit fresh. Last week, I went into grave, like micro detail about Blake Lively's press outfits, which were chaotic, but, we love her. She's gorgeous. Who cares? Honestly. I wouldn't say all of them were bad. There was like a denim, Versace exposed underwear, like crop top thing that felt very me, honestly. And I think I was just jealous. But then there was a lot of them that were just really confusing, like the Dalmatian polka dots with the florals, with the side braids, with the double earrings, with the 500 bangles. There was just like a lot of things happening that I didn't understand. The chaps kind of confused me. The yellow tights, didn't understand, but it's okay. We're getting over it. So I did not know what to anticipate with the It Ends With Us movie. It's like I took a hit of crack. I swear to God. It's like I took a crack pipe. Hit of a crack pipe? I don't know. Whatever. So I sit down. The first 15 minutes, I don't love a flashback in television or movies, especially with different actors when like the age difference isn't severe. That kind of like throws me off. But I read the book. I forgot about the book. It was coming back to me. I was pleasantly surprised. By the end of the movie, dare I say misty? Now, this is not a spoiler. There is a hair jump scare that happens towards the beginning of the movie when Blake Lively attends a birthday party and looks like she's serving full fire crotch, okay? She does look like Miss Frizzle got electrocuted, gangbanged, and then went and got a fucking perm and like carrot top, put some extensions in. It was... I was looking around because I physically can't control myself. And even though I love solitude and I love an insular experience, I was looking around at all the other women in the theater like, what the fuck's going on with the hair? What's happening with the hair? What? Lots of overalls, lots of flannels, very free people adjacent. There was another jump scare, okay? And you're not going to hear this on any other podcast. This is niche specifics, no spoilers. Blake Lively in a lot of these interviews said that she contributed a lot of her own wardrobe to the movie. And she says in a lot of interviews that low budget. And I do, on one hand, appreciate that. I feel like it's kind of a signature Blake Lively thing where she kind of infiltrates her own personal style in the movies she's in. We saw it in A Simple Favor, even like Age of Adeline, like a little Gucci essence. She's definitely pulling from her own looks when she does a movie. And I like that because obviously her roots are in Gossip Girl. The costumes were top tier. 75% of the reason we watched Gossip Girl was to see what Serena van der Woodsen was wearing. Maybe I'm projecting, but that was for me. And I feel like that's just been kind of Blake Lively's thing on screen. And I enjoy it. But there were times where it took me out of the movie. For instance, Lily Bloom, struggling up-and-coming florist, bohemian florist. She's going into her new shop. She's carrying a Valentino tote bag. Now, maybe to the naked, uninformed eye, you would just think it's a simple canvas tote bag. But being that I am a shallow, vapid, high maintenance, really like materialistic person, I can sniff out a label blindfolded on horse tranquilizers. So I know that she's carrying a Valentino tote bag. Do I think Lily Bloom is carrying that bag? Probably not, but I digress. Another thing, she goes to the birthday party. She's wearing, a $2,000 pair of custom Louboutins, which they zoom in on. Then there's the Saint Laurent boot of it all, which costs about, upwards of $2,000. So, it kind of pulls you out. And then the hair jump scare. That for me was like my throat closed up a little bit. And I think maybe it was just because I'm having like some hair struggles of my own right now. Not to brag. Last week I bragged that I took care of my son for 6 consecutive days without childcare. This week, it's like literally, you know why? Because I had a box of Junior Mints and a fucking dark chocolate artisanal raisinette. So now I'm like popping off the pages of life. And 2 super tankers of Diet Coke and half a bowl of popcorn. Then I literally had to pour the Coke on the popcorn because once I realized that I was like deep in the abyss of a massive bowl of popcorn. Jackie, are you pregnant? No, bitch. I'm just fucking fluctuating and living my best life. You know what the date is today? 8/8/24. 8/8. Okay. That's like it's August 8th. That's a good day for me. So I'm just living and breathing and thriving. What was I saying? Oh, I did have to pour Coke all over the popcorn because it was just shit was getting dark. Okay. Both on screen and me just woofing popcorn. I gotta say, pleasantly surprised, borderline moved by the movie. I thought it was well done. At the beginning, I was like, is this going to be like a made-for-TV movie, Lifetimey thing? But I do love the theater and seeing it in like on a big screen with surround sound with a bunch of fucking strangers stress eating. there's something nice about going to a matinee. Okay, there's camaraderie, if you will. And I think I liked it. I mean, I want to be controversial and I want to like give some hot take opinion. I am so curious about what the fuck's going on with that cast, though. None of them follow the lead. The guy that plays Riles. Is it Riles? We're going to call him Ryle. Riley? It's Riles. I can't fucking remember. We're going to call him Riles. No one on the cast follows him. He's done no interviews with any of them. He still follows all of them on Instagram. They don't walk the carpet together. No one, even when asked about his character or him as the director of the movie, nobody gives a direct response. It's very interesting. I thought he was great in the movie. Like, so believable. Like, perfect casting on his end. Here's another question. The guy that plays Grown Atlas, is he Irish? Because if he's not, give him a 4-leaf clover and move him to fucking Dublin, because he's giving strong Irish energy. And I do feel like the accent slipped a couple times, but I could also just be hallucinating that. I'm going to do a quick Google search, because if I'm right, I mean, we got to get a dialect coach. I know it probably wasn't part of the budget, but he did need a bit of a dialect coach. I thought Jenny Slate was great. Is it Jenny Slate? Let's go with it. I thought she was great. Blake Lively, I kind of like her in a role like this. I thought she did a good job. I didn't know what to expect, but I thought it was good. I do. And I don't mean to sound like surprised, because I fucking love Blake Lively, but I didn't know what to expect. At the end, very moved. Kind of have a weird feeling in my stomach about the whole thing, even though I knew exactly what was happening and exactly what to expect. But it tickled me in the wrong places, in a dark way. And I'm going to marinate on it, and then I'm going to talk about it again in about 25 minutes once I've really sat with my thoughts. This episode of the Bitch Bible Podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. If you listen to this show, you probably are in need of therapy. I would say that pretty confidently. BetterHelp is the most amazing company because it offers therapy at a fraction of the traditional cost of in-person therapy. So if you are like me and you're a little trepidatious to start, it makes it so easy. It's cost effective. You can do it from the convenience of your home where you feel most comfortable. It really is such a great tool for everybody, whether you're going through a breakup, maybe you've experienced major trauma, or you just need a weekly check-in from a third party. It can really help you set boundaries, learn better coping skills, and just empower you to be the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, BetterHelp is the best place to start. It is entirely online, and it's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire, and BetterHelp will match you with a licensed therapist. It is that easy, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/BitchBible today to get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/BitchBible. We have officially reached the point in summer where I am swampy all over, specifically in my tits. They're called swamp tits. And when that becomes a problem and you have to go to an event and you want to look your best, you need, clunky, but she's landing the plane. You need HoneyLove, okay? I am so thankful for today's sponsor, HoneyLove, for covering us with the best shapewear. With HoneyLove, you can feel your best wearing less, which is so important when it is sweltering out. They have truly revolutionized compression technology, so you no longer have to feel like you're suffocating while wearing effective shapewear. Plus, they are the only shapewear that won't ever roll down no matter how much you groove and move on the dance floor, Brenda. HoneyLove's shapewear features lingerie-inspired design details that you'll want to show off, and it's also made with breathable fabric that's going to keep you nice and cool, hold the swamp ass and the swamp tits. I love HoneyLove. I bought HoneyLove before they sponsored this show because I found a lot of other shapewear brands to be a bit geriatric looking and also wildly uncomfortable and restricting. And I was just not having a good time. I tried HoneyLove. I was like, okay, now we're back in business, sweet cheeks. For a limited time only, you can get HoneyLove on sale. You're going to get 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link. Go to honeylove.com/Bible. Support the show. Check them out at honeylove.com/Bible. My personal favorite is the Superpower Short. Okay. It is silky. It is smooth. It's not a pain to take on and off, which is normally my biggest complaints with shapewear. It smooths, it shapes, it lifts. It gives you a flawless silhouette under any outfit. Their signature X targets and sculpts your midsection without squeezing your natural curves. It is just the perfect thing to wear under a dress and feel like you can breathe. Once again, treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and get 20% off at honeylove.com/Bible. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/Bible. After you purchase, they're going to ask you how you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. The summer vibes are just getting started, honeys. Shape your life with HoneyLove. We're back. Here's the deal. A couple things. Leave this in. We need to develop a wider shot because the reels are killing me. I don't need to be this close. Nobody needs to see my face that zoomed in. Secondly, you can take away my youth. You can take away my figure, but you cannot take away my skin. I look cute and I'm wearing a robe. And I also burnt the sleeve because I made eggs for my baby. Look at that. Okay. Now it's a write-off. You're welcome. So I've had a couple days to really process the "it ends with us" drama. And after a beautiful, depleting weekend, Jackie, what'd you do this weekend? I'm going to tell you. I had a beautiful sushi chef dinner on Saturday for family and friends, and then sauntered to our local park for a 70s cover band that could make Helen Keller's ears bleed. They were, I don't want to say they were terrible because it's rude, but they were worse than terrible. It was like the worst cover band I've ever heard in my life. But I packed up my cooler. I brought a crystal martini glass, blue cheese stuffed olives, shook up a teeny, and just jammed to the 70s cover band. Clyde stayed up till 9 p.m. He was having the time of his fucking life. We brought, it was 96 degrees out. So sushi in the sunlight is not a great idea. It's begging for anal leakage, which is ironic because last week I was begging for anal leakage. But, she believed she could and she didn't. My bowels have been quite the opposite, actually. Constipation station. I don't know why we're talking about that. So that's what I did this weekend. Yesterday, we just chilled. My dad, my sister, and my brother-in-law all slept over at my house, which was cute. And we had bagels and, just juice shit on a Sunday. And I've had a lot of time to process my solo matinee experience with "It Ends With Us." What is the fuck it is? It ends with us, right? Is it all about, oh my God. Okay. Jackie, I said to Andrew first thing this morning, I've been up since 3 a.m., the witching hour. I don't know what the fuck happened. I woke up at 3 a.m. on the dot last night. And I was not able to fall back asleep. I have been just wired for approximately 6 hours now, just on a full fucking wormhole. Is it a wormhole or a carousel of chaos? I don't know what the fuck's going on in my brain. I looked at Andrew at 7 a.m. and I said, very authentically and earnestly, I said, I understand why people do drugs. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Good morning, sunshine. I said, I feel so awful right now and underslept, and I can't even blame my son because he's such a fucking rock star sleeper. This is a me thing. This is me in my head. And if someone came up to me with one tooth and a needle hanging out of their arm, okay, with shitty clip-in extensions, like they crawled out of a sewage system and said, hey, Jackie, if you take this little pill, you're going to feel perfectly fine, I'd probably fucking take it. That's how fragile I am right now. So I kind of understand. It's been an eye-opening experience. I understand how people get into drugs. I just want to say that. I just want to put that out there. For a long time, I was judgmental. I was not empathetic towards drug addicts. Now, I get it. Fully, fully, fully. Like, if you find someone broken and desperate and you abuse kind of them being off their rocker and not like working with a full deck, that's how you turn to drugs. I would like to go on record and say no to drugs, but I'm thinking about it. Just kidding. Allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. This is why my lawyer wanted me to take that. She wanted me to take like a morality clause class or something. Defamation, slant. I don't know. Something about a morality clause. Fuck them. I dare you. Okay, back to the major motion picture of the year. It ends with us. There is a lot of TikTok girlies that are putting their 2 cents in. I would like to go on record and say that I have heard from people that I love that Blake Lively is just a gem of a human. Does she need to hire a stylist separately? I think so. There was something about a Judith Lieber mushroom bag. I'm not sure if it was Judith Lieber, but it looked like Judith Lieber. There was a bedazzled mini dress with a fish, like the rainbow fish, a fringe, a mushroom bag, and a 2013 Swarovski Christian Louboutin Dorothy pump that just really threw me for a loop. I will say, I can get on board with her double earrings. I like how she'll do like a double statement earring. I'm going to incorporate that into my brand. And I love a ring on every finger. I think her jewelry and her accessorizing takes are flawless. Like, love it. You're talking about someone who loves a feather, but there was an outfit where she looks like, a rainbow Swiffer duster. And nobody can take feathers away from me. I love feathers. People are saying, this is not my opinion, but this is what people are saying on the streets, okay? It is very, very odd that the 2 stars of the film are not doing any interviews together. It's very odd that the entire fucking cast is doing Q&As, press tours, round circle town halls, everything under this Tuscan sun. And the main lead in the film, Justin Baldoni, is that his name? It's either Josh or Justin. Let's go with Justin. I think it's Justin. Is it Josh? hold on. Justin. It's hard being so finger on the pulse. Justin Baldoni. It's Justin. Okay, it's Justin. It's Justin. I was right. Never doubt yourself, girlies. It's Justin Baldoni. So Justin Baldoni, not only the lead in the movie, he was also the director of the film. Blake Lively was a producer on the film. Now, Blake Lively, this is interesting. In every one of her interviews, she likes to mention that there was no budget for this film. Is that shade that they couldn't get a different director? Is that making excuses for things? I do not have to say this one more time because it's been a couple days, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned the jump scare of her hair at the top of the show. The costumes in this movie were distracting. They were actually distracting. I get what the agenda was, but it was a lot to metabolize. There was a lot of things going on. So the internet is saying that basically they're kind of villainizing Blake Lively in this and making Justin Baldoni to be the hero and the only person that is actually advocating for domestic violence. And the whole point of this film is to share a story of domestic violence and hopefully, help people. And it's a really heavy movie. It's a heavy topic. And, with the hair care line and the outfits, and it's kind of being marketed as a bit of a rom-com, which is confusing to people. I don't think that's anyone's fault. I can also understand that, maybe you don't want to, maybe it's like a spoiler thing where it's more enticing for people who haven't read the book, but then that's also really like misguided advertising. I don't really know how I fucking feel about it. I think it's wild that these two can't just sit together and pretend to like each other. I mean, there was also rumors that Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively didn't like each other on the set of A Simple Favor. There are rumors that Leighton Meester and Blake Lively didn't get along. Armie Hammer, an old interview from that fucking weirdo resurfaced of him saying that Blake Lively got him fired from the show. I have heard she is just lovely, and I think it's very easy, okay, to malign the pretty girl. And as a feminist, okay, I root for the overdog. So in the off chance that we've all got it wrong and Blake Lively is a peach and a strong, gorgeous woman that simply speaks her mind and we're getting it wrong, you know, I don't want to die on the hill. I don't want to lay on the sword. I don't know. Essentially, we all know nothing. I feel like maybe it was a creative difference and perhaps the producer director tensions behind the scenes came to an ugly head and they don't feel like doing fucking press together because they don't get along. I also find it interesting that we've heard a lot about Ryan Reynolds' involvement in the movie. He's doing like kind of quirky, kitschy TikToks with Atlas and allegedly rewrote the rooftop scene. And the press is all like very Wolverine, Deadpool intertwined. But because the themes of this movie are so heavy, it's interesting. It's not the best look. Also, allegedly, this movie was supposed to be positioned for like Blake Lively to potentially get an Oscar nomination. I'm not an expert by any means. I mean, I was a background extra in the 7th grade performance of Oklahoma, where the land comes sweeping down the plain and the barley wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the plane. Oh my God. You know what's so embarrassing? Everything. But there was like a point in my life where I thought I was a really amazing singer and also like a dancer. And the theme of my life, the metaphor for my life, and I'm sure I've shared this before, is when I decided after seeing Center Stage that I was going to be the best goddamn dancer that American Ballet Academy had ever seen, a la Maureen from Center Stage. Who are you? Nobody. So I decided to skip, you know, just like the basic foundations of ballet that you do for like 6-7 years before you advance to being on point. And I just decided that I was just going to go straight to point because like I'm not an A to Z person. I just like to skip right ahead. So my mom dropped me off. I was in maybe like 6th or 7th grade. And I enrolled in like level 5 ballet point with girls that were like going to fucking Juilliard. And I was like, ugh, I've got this shit. Not only did I enroll in the class, I also volunteered to do a combo. They're like, oh, can we get any volunteers? We're going to start off with a simple combo. I was like, I got this, bitch. And she's like, releve, grand jeté, jete. I don't know what the fucking moves were. And I was like, cool. So I actually have an orthodontist appointment. Fucking ran. My mom was like still in the parking lot. I was sprinting in my little fucking skirt. I was like, Mom, I can never go back there. I have embarrassed myself. Similarly, I thought that I potentially having little to no talents and being terrible at school maybe was like going to be a Broadway star. So I decided to enroll myself or audition. That's the right word for the 7th grade play, which was Oklahoma. And I obviously went for the lead. And the song choice that I did, I didn't know you had to prepare a song. So they were like, oh, you know, if you'd like to sing something. I was like, I've got either Jennifer Page Crush memorized, Mandy Moore's Candy, what else? Taking Back Sunday, cute without the E. Or they're like, no, we're going to need something from like, you know, a Disney movie or something that we can play on the piano. So I did I Just Can't Wait to Be King, and I butchered the whole lyrics. I'm like, oh, I just can't wait to be king. No, I just can't. And the only line of the song, the only line of the song I knew is, oh, I just can't wait to be king. And I just did like a variety of that line over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, and I kind of like just, you know, I gave like a variety of notes. It was so bad. And I was genuinely so shocked that I didn't get the lead. I was like, what? I'm like, they probably need to give it to an 8th grader because it's like their last year of middle school. Like, and I really like firmly believe that. I'm like, my star power is too bright. You know, I don't want to be burned by the lights. I want to give these other kids like a fair fucking shot. And I bled out on that stage. So am I the right person to be judging, you know, acting skills? Of course not. Do I think Blake Lively is going to get an Oscar nomination for this movie? You know, I don't think so. That's no shade. I'm not sure about that. Perhaps I think it is possible, but I don't know about that. I was also thinking about the Grammys coming up, and like, this is a really serious question. This is why I didn't sleep last night. Is Brat going to be nominated for Album of the Year? I think it absolutely should be. Like, it has to be, right? Just for the pop culture element and like just the way that it has inhibited the cultural zeitgeist, if you will. It's like a landmark. It's like a pivotal moment in pop culture. I would be very, very shocked. But then, does Espresso win Song of the Year? Or are they going to get political and give it to Taylor Swift? I mean, I've got skin in the game. I feel like Espresso deserves it. I feel like it's the song of the summer. Also, people are kind of starting to turn on Charlie XCX. Not me. I will take a bullet for her. But people are saying that now, like, this Brat summer vibe, lyrics, music is glamorizing cocaine use. And the fact that Charlie XCX at her Boiler Room set in Ibiza, babes, bends down, takes a whiff of cocaine, and then gets back up and hits you with a sticky bop. I have no problems with it. You know what? She's coming by it honestly. She's being transparent. You know what would piss me off more? If she was pretending to be a little goody two-shoes, okay? And then doing weird shit on the side. I can respect the transparency. And you heard it here first. I'm not a person that does recreational drugs yet, but looking to get into it. I would love to be the girl doing lines of coke in Ibiza, okay, in a crop top. It's never going to happen for me. If I have 2 martinis, I'm punishing myself the next day, okay, and like dry heaving. So, you know, party girl 365, not so much, but can appreciate it from a distance as long as she, you know, takes care of herself. I'm not going to comment on this because I can like feel myself losing sponsors, but you know, Charlie XCX, I love you. I ride for you, just like Lord.
Okay, I'm starting to hear my girlfriends whisper about a legit little pink pill for women. I asked my doctor, and there is an FDA-approved pill called Addyi, clinically proven to boost libido for certain premenopausal women bothered by their low sex drive. Buckle up, bitches. Addyi and I are going for a ride. You can talk to your doctor about Addyi or have an online telehealth appointment at addyi.com. A little pink pill. Tell your girlfriends.
Oh my God, I completely forgot to tell you. Thank God it just resurrected in my memory. I had my first San Fernando Valley mall altercation in front of my son, and we're putting it in the baby book. I will never forget where I was the day that my mom got called a whore and a pig at a Neiman Marcus at the Topanga Mall, okay? My mom was patiently waiting for a parking spot and had her blinker on, and this woman ripped around the corner and just fucking snuck in, trying to get in my mom's spot. My mom honks the horn and leans out her window, and she's like, sorry, I've been waiting. And the woman pulls up next to her. It says, excuse me? My mom's like, I've been waiting for the spot. You just came around the corner. I've been here. I've got 2 fucking kids in the car. Like, that's my spot. The woman pulls out of said parking spot and also gets involved. And she's like, no, this woman's been waiting, talking about my mom. She's like, this woman has been waiting for the spot. So lo and behold, another spot opens up. She rips out. My mom's getting me and my sister out of the car. This troll cunt, okay, in a champagne Subaru, comes to me and my mom and my sister and says something like under her breath. My mom goes, "What are you doing? Like, I have 2 kids. Like, you're miserable." And she said something like, "You're a pig and a whore." And my mom looked at her and said, "Fuck you." And then me and my sister just clapped. We're like, "Yeah, bitch, pig and a whore," in front of her fucking daughters. Granted, I did call someone a cunt with 2 kids in the back about 3 years ago, highlight of my life. And I still think about it. Every time I'm in that parking lot, she was going the wrong way. And she was making it like I was going the wrong way. And I was blocking her like I was so out of sorts when she was literally going the wrong way. All the cars were in my direction. And she had the audacity to pull up next to me, roll her window down, and like make a snide comment. And I'm like, "Bitch, look at the arrow. Look at the arrow. I'm going with the arrow. You're going against the arrow. I'm going with the grain. You're going against the grain." And had the nerve to be like, "Learn how to drive." And I just said, "You're a cunt. You're a cunt. Look at the arrows." There was other back and forth. I was being cool, calm, and collected. I have to tell you something. I know it seems like I'm a little ragey, a little rashy, and a little unhinged, but that is only when I am being paid professionally behind a fucking microphone. I'm as cool, calm, and collected as it gets out on the streets. But if you poke a beehive, you're gonna get fucking stung. It takes a lot, but once I blow, I'm Mount Vesuvius. But I really keep it shockingly collected in public. But if you hit me on the wrong day at the wrong time and you're wrong, I'm gonna fucking freak out. Like, I'm still freaking out. This was years ago. It was also during COVID, I believe. So I was like a little locked up and I just like needed, you could only throw so many things into the neighbor's yard. I could only verbally assault Andrew, over a game of Yahtzee so many times. I had to get it out of my system. Not proud, but not proud. So I take Clyde to the mall. I love a mall. Like, we don't have to get into it because we all know I love a mall, but nothing warms my heart like an air-conditioned mall with ugly people inside. There is a mall. I'm not going to name the puppy anymore because it's rude and I go there too often. It's just the ugliest people you've ever fucking seen. Like, you can't, it's wild, okay? I walk in there looking like fucking Gigi Hadid. I am a Century City 6, and we'll call this, the Hills Have Eyes shopping center. I'm a 10 there. I'm a 12 there. Boners everywhere, okay? So I'm walking to the car with Clyde. And do I always park in the curbside pickup? She does, but we're not going to get into that either. So it's 98 degrees out, quite literally 98 degrees out. I'm trying to get Clyde in the car as quickly as humanly possible so I can crank the AC and get him cooled. We're, walking at a fast pace to my vehicle. And in the middle of the parking lot, there's like a bag of McDonald's food and like a McFlurry or like a drink that's spilled. And I walked right past it. A woman getting out of her car passing me says, "Really nice." I said, "Excuse me?" I'm like, "Are you a fawn?" I was like, "Don't forget, new episodes on Tuesdays, regurgitated cash grabs on Thursdays. You could skip those." What up, girly? She's like, "Really nice. You just walk past trash and don't pick it up." I said, "Well, it's not mine." And she's like, "So you just walk past it?" And I'm like, "What are you doing? I have a child. It's hot as fucking Hades. I'm trying to get into the car and you're doing the same exact thing." I mean, I just went from 0 to 100 instantly because I could not believe the hypocrisy. I said, "It's not mine." And she's like, "So you walk right past it?" I'm like, "You're walking past it. In fact, you saw it first. How dare you? You're assassinating me with my fucking son who's sweating his balls off, mind you, so for me to pick up trash and keep my son in the sweltering heat while you're walking actually towards the trash can. You're closer in proximity to the trash can. You laid eyes on said trash. And quite frankly, I'm not so worried about littering. If you're so concerned, you get your little sad, broken, wrinkly phalanges and pick up someone's gross ass fucking day-old McDonald's. You get chlamydia from the Hamburglar. I'm putting my son in an air-conditioned space because I'm a fucking young teen mom, okay? How dare you? And she's like, real nice. Great. Meanwhile, she doesn't fucking pick it up. So I get that baby in the car and I'm ready to rumble. And then I whip around her and I said, you're a star. Have a great day, sweetie. Mwah, mwah, mwah. You're doing great. And then I start clapping like a crazy person. She's like, what? And I'm like, have a great day. Everybody loves you. Shine bright, shine far. Don't be shy. Be a star. Where you live, where you are. Turn it up. Be a star. She just walked in and I was like, screaming. And then I started laughing so hard. I was hysterically crying. I looked back at Clyde and I said, you're fucking welcome. You know, some days after I come home from parking lot debacles and a day pillaging antique stores, I have no energy left to think about cooking dinner. And on those days, I am especially thankful for Little Spoon, which has made mealtime so much more convenient. Little Spoon delivers fresh, healthy meals and snacks straight to your door that your kiddo's gonna love at every eating stage that they are in. So Little Spoon is a one-stop shop for healthy, easy mealtime and snack time for your baby, toddler, and big kid delivered right to your door. Their goal is to make keeping your kid healthy feel like the easiest part of your day so you can cut through all the drama of mealtime. When I tell you, I'm looking into camera, I paid retail for Little Spoon and then bullied them to sponsor my podcast because it is the only meal delivery service I would trust for my son. And I had so many friends that used it. It's the highest quality ingredients, the snacks. I mean, you can read these ingredients. You know that your kid is getting like all the nutrition, the best quality ingredients. I stand behind it 100%. That's all you got to know. They also have these amazing puffs that Clyde is absolutely obsessed with. When you are starting to, lean, baby-led weaning, if you will, they have the most amazing purees and blends. Clyde lost his mind. There was a pitaya blend that he had, and it just like exposes them to different flavors and expands their palate. And it's quite delicious. It comes right to your door. It's so flexible, so easy. Everything stores right in the fridge and freezer. You can pick the menu and change it up if you want to expand the palate. I love it. Clyde loves it. It is a huge win, and it can also be a win for your family. Simplify your kids' mealtime with 30% off your first order. Go to littlespoon.com/Bible. Enter our code BIBLE at checkout and get 30% off your first Little Spoon order. We need to talk about the Olympics. I have not been an active participant in watching any of the Summer Olympics. I like the aerial shots of Paris, but I just, everyone's really hopped up on it. I cannot get into it. I'm on season 13 rewatch of Real Housewives of Orange County when Lydia comes back. And that's just been my weight loss plan because I'm so genuinely, I don't know what the word is, like perplexed and nauseous when I watch Lydia shake her brittle little shoulders. Woo! Oh, and that line, oh my God, her tagline, if you can't handle my sparkle, stay off my rainbow. Okay, Lydia, tempt me with a good time. I'd love to stay off your fucking rainbow. I can't. She is my sleep paralysis demon. Imagine this. You're sleeping in the middle of the night, okay? You've taken your NyQuil or your, Unisom, your Benadryl, whatever. And you wake up and it's 3 a.m. and you see Lydia in an Hervé Leger bandaged dress standing at the end of your bed with a lemon drop shimmying her shoulders, like would drop dead, would just put me in the ground, take me, don't care. That is my personal nightmare. That's what I think about when I close my eyes and I see her face. We're not going to get into it. We're not going to get into it, but it's not great. So I have been dabbling in, here and there, the Summer Olympics. I'll watch the swimming if it's on. I like, the floor work. The breakdancing has really, it took my breath away. The woman from Australia, I think her name is Reagan. Her real name is Rachel, Rachie Mama for the girlies. She did what could only be described as some form of like an interpretive dance meets epileptic seizure. It's not breakdancing. It's not impressive. It's insane. It's actually fucking insane. I was watching it. I'm like, this is not like, we're watching bitches like sprint for their lives, like swim like mermaids, and she's rolling on the floor. We're rolling on the floor. She's doing a kangaroo hop for the native land. I don't know what the fuck is going on. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I mean, Noelle de Lesseps, Countess Luann, remember season 2? When Countess is like, I just think it's important for my kids to have a wide array of talents and recreational activities while I go out with my niece in Brooklyn, to listen to a local band, to be young and free in a knee boot and a midi dress. And Noelle gets a breakdancing coach, and they do this like sidestep thing, and he's rolling on the ground, and they put this like free license music behind him, and it's just the whitest thing you've ever seen, and it feels like cultural appropriation. You can't really explain why, because it's just so painfully Caucasian. Painfully Caucasian. I think I smell new merch. There's nothing worse. White people are so genuinely embarrassing sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, just, oh God, it's like, yikes. It's yikesies. And I feel strongly we're not going to cut that out. Painfully Caucasian. As a painfully Caucasian overprivileged woman, I feel like I need to spread awareness, because it's not a cool look. It's just not a cool look. But yeah, I was thinking about Noelle a lot, wondering if he still had any skills, because maybe we put him on the American team 2028. You know, send him out as our breakdancing representative, because he's got to be good by now. He's had like 20 years under his fucking belt. It was wild. It's crazy. I think we could all agree. It's genuinely crazy, but it's over. So everyone's like, what will I do now that the Olympics are over? I don't know. Get a job, get a life, get some friends. Who fucking cares? It's hard being lovely. Okay, wait. After this episode, we're never talking about this again, because I don't want to be like a piranha of people that are better looking and more successful than me. It's like it's ratty, and we talk about this a lot. Like, but you know, like, this is what people are talking about, and you know, I've got minutes on the goddamn clock, and I'm personally interested in this drama. So when I did my little Google search about 14 minutes ago to figure out if his name was Justin Baldoni or Josh Baldoni, like a true journalist, the first 3 news articles that have all dropped today, which I don't know if this is like a PR marketing shift or what the fuck is going on. These are the top 3 articles that come up on Google. These are the headlines. Justin Baldoni made Blake Lively uncomfortable about her postpartum body on set of It Ends With Us. Justin Baldoni talks challenge of working with complex personalities on It Ends With Us. Justin Baldoni was borderline abusive toward Blake Lively on It Ends With Us set. This is, okay, I don't know what to think anymore. It's almost too, I don't know. I just don't fucking know. And the craziest part about this whole thing is that this is a movie about abuse and domestic violence. So is it and why is no one saying anything? Why in the world of 2024, when we all have platforms and TikToks and Instagrams and like all the resources to clarify, why are we not clarifying anything? I want clarity. I want everything in a, transparent Tupperware with a label outside. All of the murkiness of what's going on behind the scenes is convoluting the movie. And I mean, it's great press, but at what cost? Souls? I don't know. This is very Don't Worry, Darling coded, but at least they all sat together. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was some type of cohesion. There is zero cohesion. And if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, it's a cunt. I don't know how that context fits here. I don't know who the cunt is, but I'm gonna figure it out. Nancy Drew over here. Get her little binocular. She's gonna figure it out. I need clarity. I need transparency. I want to know what's going on. It's weird. It's weird shit. Speaking of weird shit, I would like to lighten the mood by talking about my favorite anti-Semite, Mrs. Kanye West. What a girl. What a girly girl. She is making a very sad excuse for her blatantly anti-Semitic Twitter rants. I believe one of them said that he was going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. So that's really great. His excuse is, this is a direct quote, "I definitely was drinking when I put up the DEFCON tweet. You want to know what alcohol I had inside of me? Hennessy. It turns us gray. The demons come out." Oh, okay. We're good. Somebody order me some Yeezy sneakers and buy me some Donda tickets. No, fucker. That's not going to work. And we're all just, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah. Okay. It was the Hennessy that you wanted to kill Jewish people. Okay. Sure. Yeah. No. For sure. Yeah. It's fine. Crazy. Crazy. You know, just like glamorizing the Holocaust and, you know, just, what would you say? Celebrating Adolf Hitler. It's fine. Oh, it's fine. Not even an apology. Just like, oh, I was drinking that day. Okay. Well, so was I. And guess what? I didn't tweet that shit. So, okay. I see how it is. And everyone's just like, oh, that's chill. Yeah, Kanye. I can't believe this fucker can't get canceled. I mean, he's just like a boomerang. Can we separate the art from the artist? I don't think so. Listen, here's where it gets weird, though. In the privacy of my own home, do we play Michael Jackson Thriller album for our son? You betcha, Iris. I don't know. Wait, speaking of the Olympics, didn't someone do like a floor work routine or like a tumbling number to Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson? I'd pick a Janet number. Justice for Janet all day. Think about all the sticky bops that Janet Jackson has provided us over the years. I would take a bullet for Janet Jackson if Someone to Call My Lover, We Go Deep, Free Zone. I mean, I could just Miss You Much, Love Will Never Do, Black Cat, Rhythm Nation. Like, we couldn't pick something from Janet's discography, our humble, soft-spoken queen of choreography. Do we have to pick a Michael Jackson number? Is he one of the greatest talents of our time? Of course he is. But like, you know, like when I hear it at a restaurant, I'm like, that's a bold choice. You know, am I going to play it at the kids' party? I don't think so. I don't think so. Probably not. Like if I went into a Chuck E. Cheese, first of all, call the cops, 5150. I'm never going to a fucking Chuck E. Cheese. But if I was at a Chuck E. Cheese and all of a sudden you heard, wah, tell me, is there human nature? Why? What did I about? I'd call the cops because I'd be like, someone somewhere it's a Megan's Law red alert. Like, I don't think so. But do I think Jail from the Donda album is a fucking sticky ass bop? Yeah, I do. Do I have it on my cool chill house playlist? Yeah, I do. Do I also, is Runaway Clyde's favorite song? Yeah, it is. But like, I would never say that publicly because Kanye West is a fucking anti-Semite. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Give us 5 stars on Spotify and Apple and Reddit and Grindr and Craigslist. And I'll chat with you next week. Oh my God, next week it's going to be the Jackie Schimmel Birthday Spectacular episode. So get ready for it. Have a great week, everybody. Goodbye.